contributions to our enlisted heritage. They have special meaning to all airmen, especially those who are transitioning from civilians to warrior airmen of character. Today's graduates make up these heritage flights and will continue to shape our Air Force. And now, I'd like to take a moment to inform you on specific flight locations on the parade field, as viewed from the bleachers from your left to your right. The first 4 heritage flights to pass in review today are from the 320th Training Squadron, McCoy, Andrews, Parrish, and Bigston flight. They are followed by DePratt Waldo and Harlow flight from the 324th Training Squadron. In the center of the parade field is the 737th Training Group's Drum and Bugle Corps, Murray flight from the 321st Training Squadron. The flight selected to carry our national, state, and territorial flags is from the 324th Training Squadron, McKinley flight. Next are Vinegar and Benkin flight from the 321st Squadron. The last 4 flights to pass in review today are from the 323rd Training Squadron, Blue, Roy, Cody, and Matthews flights. At this time, please find a place to sit. Thank you and enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the entrance of our official party. Please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Reese.
It is your custom, I invite you to pray with me. All powerful and loving God, we thank you for this wonderful day and awesome occasion that brings us together as fellow airmen, leaders, families, and friends. We rejoice with these graduates on this special day of achievement and celebration. And we ask you to continue to bless these young men and women who have endured many difficult weeks and faced many challenges. We also celebrate with the graduates of MTI School, and we pray for them and give them wisdom and courage to mold and shape the airmen of the great Air Force. We thank you for the love and support given by family, friends, and loved ones that allow this day to be attainable. And we ask that you would fill them with joy as they witness their graduate complete such an amazing accomplishment. We also pray you would give the leaders and instructors a sense of fulfillment and achievement for their faithful and dedicated service to these graduates. Grant these airmen boldness to stand for truth, justice, and freedom. We pray they will always bring honor to you, the Air Force, and to themselves as they move on from basic military training. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Reese. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's Basic Military Training Graduation Parade. We are honored to introduce our 37th Training Wing leadership, beginning with the host for today's ceremony, the Commander, 37th Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas, Colonel Roy Collins. Today's reviewing official is the Commander, Air Force Basic Military Training, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas, Colonel William Fisher. The Command Chief Master Sergeant, 37th Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas, Chief Master Sergeant Sharon Fuller. The Superintendent, Air Force Basic Military Training, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas, Chief Master Sergeant Chris Simpson. We would also like to introduce several distinguished guests in attendance with us today. Lieutenant General Dennis Benshaw, United States Army retired, accompanied today by his wife Barbara, their daughter Melissa, and her husband, Colonel Ed House, United States Army retired. The Command Chief Master Sergeant, Air Force Space Command, Peterson Air Force Base, Colorado, Chief Master Sergeant Brendan Criswell. The Command Chief Master Sergeant, Air Force Reserve Command, Robbins Air Force Base, Georgia, Chief Master Sergeant Erica Kelly. The Command Chief Master Sergeant, Air Force District of Washington, Joint Base Andrews, Maryland, Chief Master Sergeant Tommy Mazzoni. The Command Chief Master Sergeant, 137th Special Operations Wing, Will Rogers Air National Guard Base, Oklahoma, Chief Master Sergeant Stephen Rosebrook, accompanied by his wife, Misty, and their children, Ethan and Abby. The Command Sergeant Major, 404th Army Field Support Brigade, Joint Base Lewis McChord, Washington, Sergeant Major Jermaine Davison and his wife, Tashika. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 37th Training Wing is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. The airmen who will pass and review today have completed a demanding 7.5-week program that provides Air Force units throughout the world with trained airmen. Part of this training includes the time-proven concepts of military customs and traditions, of which this parade is a vital part. All graduating airmen will also march over the Enlisted Heroes Walk. They will lead the way for the thousands of airmen that will follow, all reflecting on our enlisted heritage, a tradition of honor, and our legacy of valor. Our Commander of Airmen is Technical Sergeant Lindsey Green, Military Drill and Ceremonies NCO, 321st Training Squadron. Colonel Fisher will review today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. military training this year. The 737 training group provides all recruits the essential military training to become motivated members of the enlisted corps of the greatest Air Force in the world. The military training instructors are responsible for the indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen. They have dedicated endless hours to ensure all training objectives are met. Today's graduates are proven through academic studies, military training, physical training, and the development of teamwork that they are ready to take their place in the United States Air Force. The flights you will view today are a representation of the enlisted force. Each flight represents an enlisted member of the Air Force's embodied of core values and contributed to its heritage. They include 7 Medals of Honor, 26 Air Force Crosses, and 173 Silver Stars awarded for bravery during encounters with hostile enemy combatants. These enlisted heroes serve to inspire all airmen to execute their duties courageously and with honor in their service to this great nation. Armed with the knowledge of our past, the airmen will exit the hero's walk by marching over a blue line, signifying their accession into the greatest air power in the world. Ceremony has been provided by the 737 Training Group's drum and bugle corps, Marine Flight 321st Training Squadron, performing today under the direction of Technical Sergeant Douglas Coast, hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. These airmen are also in basic military training that have been being selected to perform for ceremonies of this type. We would like for you to notice our national, state, and territorial flags. As these flags pass in review, please stand and render the appropriate courtesies for our national flag. Once the flags have passed in review, please be courteous to others and be seated in order to allow our guests the opportunity to see the flags as they pass in review. Now passing in review, our Commander of Airmen is Technical Sergeant Lindsey Green, Military Drill and Ceremonies NCO 321st Training Squadron, hometown St. Louis, Missouri. Technical Sergeant Joey Martinez, hometown, Springfield, Florida. female combat arms Major Command Program Manager, to Cross-Waldo Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Riley Hogan, hometown, St. Clair, Michigan. From the 324th Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Number 2, Arlo Flight, led by Master Sergeant Christy Andrews, hometown, Colorado Springs, Colorado. The squadron selected as the color guard is from the 323rd Training Squadron, led by Technical Sergeant Christina Scribner, hometown, Weston, Virginia. The flights selected to carry our national, state, and territorial flags are from the 324th Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Number 15, McKinley Flight, led by Master Sergeant Eugene Kirkland, hometown Atlanta, Georgia, and Master Sergeant. Squadron Commander is Technical Sergeant Stephanie Alden, Military Training Instructor Trainer, 323rd Training Squadron, hometown, Catalina, Tennessee. From the 321st Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Number 9, Vinegar Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Chase Neufeld, hometown, Kingfisher, Oklahoma. From the 321st Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Number 12, Aiken Flight, led by Master Sergeant James Davis, hometown, Gulf Breeze, Florida. From the 323rd Training Squadron, representing an Air Force Combat Action Medal recipient, Blue Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Jamerson Jones, hometown, Brunswick, Georgia. From the 323rd Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Number 16, Lloyd Flight, led by Technical Sergeant James Blackstock, hometown, Greensboro, North Carolina. From the 323rd Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force Number 17, Pony Flight, led by Master Sergeant Raynard Gordon, hometown, Santa Cruz, California. From the 323rd Training Squadron, representing a Medal of Honor recipient, Matthews Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Justin Went, hometown, Effingham, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the United States Air Force Song. you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention to the right as two T-38C Talons renders a flying salute to our graduated airmen. These aircraft are from the 25th Flying Training Squadron, 71st Flying Training Wing, Vance Air Force Base, Oklahoma. Over the last 7.5 weeks, the airmen before you have transformed from civilians into motivated, disciplined warrior airmen with the foundation to serve in the world's greatest Air Force. Once these airmen leave basic military training, they will enter Airmen's Week, where they will develop their critical thinking skills and further personalize the Air Force core values. They will continue on to technical training to learn the skills needed to perform in one of over 130 Air Force specialties. They will then move on to serve at one of over 84 Air Force bases around the world or work directly with our sister services. As these airmen move on to technical training, they will continue to focus on adapting to military requirements, achieving occupational proficiency, and learning how to be highly productive members of the Air Force. These men and women must be prepared for increased responsibilities and must ensure they are trained, qualified, and ready to deploy and operate in an expeditionary environment while maintaining home station readiness. Of the hundreds of thousands of American citizens that enter the workforce each year, less than 1% have joined the ranks of the U.S. military, and an even fewer smaller percentage in the United States Air Force. You should be proud of their accomplishments thus far. The airmen before you have reached a milestone in their Air Force journey and will require your continued support to assist them in their future endeavors. These airmen are the future of our Air Force and will pave the way for future generations of airmen as we continue to fly, fight, and win. We would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our Squadron Honor graduates, as well as their families. Basic military training honor graduates distinguished themselves by being ranked in the top 10% of all airmen graduating in their class. The exceptional personal dedication, integrity, service before self, and sustained excellence in German displayed in basic military training earned graduates outstanding distinction. As the airmen march forward for the overhead, we would like to thank the families and friends who have been supporting the airmen graduating today. Your words of encouragement help motivate these airmen through 7.5 weeks of basic military training. On behalf of the United States Air Force and Air Force Basic Military Training, we extend our thanks to the men, women, and pilots of American Army for the support of your airmen and the greatest air power the world has ever known. Colonel Fisher will now come forward and address our graduated airmen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me know, how do they look? Ladies and gentlemen, the men and women before you today have been doing amazing things during their stay at the gateway to the Air Force. We're so excited that these family and friends that you could join us at the gateway to the Air Force, Military City, USA in San Antonio, Texas. This is a great day. And no, I'm not just talking about the mild Texas summer weather. I'm talking about what's standing in front of you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, these folks have vowed to make our country better. And thank you for joining us during this celebration to get their Air Force journey started. So to the family and friends with us here in the audience today, I just want to say thank you for your support. You know, at the gateway to the Air Force, we take our job very seriously because we know that you have entrusted to us your most precious and sacred mission, your treasure of your family. That's why we take our job so seriously. And so thank you for that trust and that support that you've put in the United States Air Force. It's a job that's both humbling and exciting at the same time. And so thank you so much for trusting us with that valuable treasure, because I know you've seen the headlines out there. There's a lot of stuff happening in the world out there, but you still trusted the Air Force. You still trusted these men and women before you to try and make those headlines sound just a little bit better. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what the United States Air Force is about, to make the world a little bit better. So thank you for joining us at the gateway to the Air Force. Now I'd like to mention a special group with us here today in the audience. Could I have the veterans in the audience please stand up and be recognized? So to my military veterans in the audience, you need to know that we could not do what we do today without your incredible legacy and that example that you have set for us. My veterans, you need to know that we are standing on the shoulders of giants today. And those giant shoulders are yours. So I hope today's graduates meet your expectations of your incredible history that you've laid out before us. Thank you so much to our veterans. And another word of thanks to our military training instructors. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that as the commander of basic military training, I can attest to you that military training instructors make helicopter parents look lazy. Ladies and gentlemen, the military training instructors' pride, their passion, their professionalism have turned some incredible Americans And that's a transition that only they know how to do. So what you may not know is in the United States Air Force, in the active Guard and Reserve components, there are over 390,000 people currently serving in the enlisted ranks. But out of those 390,000 people, only about 550 military training instructors make the whole rest of that structure happen. They create the Air Force one trainee, one airman at a time. So thank you once again to my military training instructors. And finally, to the United States Air Force's newest airmen. Airmen, you look incredible right now. And the pride that you're feeling, yes. And the pride that you're feeling right now, and all the core values that we've put into you during your time with us, hold on to those core values. Hold on to that pride, that passion, that professionalism. We will need you going forward from today to do great things for your country. You'll need to do great things for each other, your wingmen that are standing right next to you. And so you know, you've read those same headlines that your families and friends read, but you still chose to be here. You chose to make yourself better. You vowed to make your country better. And so for that, we are eternally thankful for your service. And ladies and gentlemen, it gets better. The Air Force gets better the longer you've been in. And so hopefully, we're going to launch you today on an incredible journey. An incredible journey that we call the United States Air Force. So I really only have one question left for you today before we graduate. Are you ready to join the ranks of the world's greatest Air Force? Ladies and gentlemen, it sounds like you're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. The official will now administer the oath of enlistment.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. I do solemnly swear or affirm.
Do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
And that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
And the orders of the officers appointed over me.
And the orders of the officers appointed over me.
According to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
According to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Airmen, and welcome to the world's greatest Air Force.
Thank you for your picture. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as our newest airmen recite the Airman's Creed and remain in place for the departure of our official party. I am an American airman.
I am a warrior. I have answered my nation's call. I am an American airman. My mission is to fly, fight, and win. I am faithful to a proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a legacy of valor. I am an American airman, guardian of freedom and justice. My nation's sword and shield, its sentry and avenger. I defend my country with my life. I am an American airman, wingman, leader, warrior. I will never leave an airman behind. I will never falter, and I will not fail.
Thank you. Please be seated. Please be careful while exiting the bleachers and while moving on to the grassy areas. For your safety, we also ask that you only use the stair sets of the bleachers. All airmen are now released to their visitors. Thank you for your attendance and enjoy the rest of your stay at Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas.